Once upon a time, in a cozy little house nestled at the end of a quiet street, lived a loving father and his young son, Tommy. Every night, as the clock struck 8, they had a special routine. The father would tuck Tommy into bed and say goodnight before turning off the bedroom light. But he always left a small lamp on to chase away any shadows that might cause his son to feel uneasy. One particular evening, the routine began just like any other. The father entered the room, and there was Tommy, with his familiar mop of brown hair and mischievous smile. But tonight, that grin seemed to stretch wider, almost as if he had a secret to share. "Is everything all right, my little chap?" the father asked, sensing a hint of excitement in Tommy's eyes. Tommy nodded enthusiastically, the grin never leaving his face. "Daddy, can you check for monsters under my bed?" he asked playfully, his voice tinged with excitement. Chuckling, the father played along, understanding the significance of this little tradition and comforting his son. He knelt down and peered under the bed, pretending to search for imaginary monsters. "All clear, buddy, no monsters here," he reassured Tommy. But then, in a sudden twist, Tommy's face turned serious, and he whispered urgently, "Daddy, there's some men on my bed." Surprised by the unexpected turn, the father's heart skipped a beat. He hesitated for a moment, trying to make sense of Tommy's words, as he slowly turned his gaze from under the bed to the top of the bed. He couldn't believe what he saw. There, lying on the bed, was another Tommy. This one looked exactly like his son, but with a pale and ghostly appearance. The ghostly Tommy's eyes were hollow and filled with sorrow, and he trembled as if haunted by a deep fear. The father felt a chill crawl down his spine, but he knew he had to remain composite for his son's sake. "Who are you?" he managed to ask, trying to keep his voice steady. "I'm the real Tommy," said the ghostly figure in a hushed voice. "I'm trapped between this world and the next. You have to help me." His mind reeling with disbelief, the father gathered his courage and asked, "How can I help you, Tommy?" "The monster under the bed, it stole my soul. When I was scared one night," the ghostly Tommy explained, tears welling up in his eyes. "It's been pretending to be me ever since, feeding off my fears and emotions. You have to free me." The father's heart sank with sorrow, realizing that his son had been living with this malevolent entity all this time, but he knew he had to be strong for both Tommys. "I'll do whatever it takes to set you free, my boy," the father vowed, his determination unwavering. Together they devised a plan to confront the monster that had taken hold of the real Tommy's soul. Armed with courage and love, they faced the creature head-on. The battle was intense, as the monster tried to sow fear and doubt in their hearts. In a climactic moment, they exposed the monster's true nature, robbing it of the power it had gained from fear. With a blinding flash of light, the monster vanished, leaving behind a trail of fading echoes. And there, on the bed, lay the real Tommy, his color returning, The ghostly appearance dissipating into thin air, he looked up at his father with tearful eyes, whispering, "Thank you, Daddy." Embracing his son, the father felt an overwhelming sense of relief and joy that they had overcome the darkness together, reaffirming the strength of their bond. From that night on, their routine continued, but with a deeper appreciation for the silent tradition they shared. The father knew that his presence and love were the greatest protectors against any monsters that might lurk in the shadows. And so, in that cozy little house at the end of a quiet street, the father and son slept peacefully, knowing that they had conquered the darkest of nights. Hand in hand, their love was a beacon of light that would forever keep the monsters at bay.